What if a single hand never pushed a boy from a tower, and the kingdom lived or died differently? The morning in Winterfell is crisp, but in King's Landing the air carries a tension that no one yet names. Jaime Lannister stands on the edge of a choice he once made, but now he does nothing. Bran remains in the tower, unaware, the secret still locked inside a mind that might never speak. Cersei notices nothing outwardly, yet her smile sharpens.
Everything seems intact, for now.
She murmurs, eyes flicking to shadows that linger like silent witnesses. Jaime's fingers brush the cold stone.
Some hands better never move,
He whispers, almost to himself. A tray wobbles in a servant's hand, a wine glass tilts, and a guard's eyes dart toward the wrong corridor. Tiny signals of consequence, but enough to stir ripples through the palace. Ned Stark glances at the courtyard from a distance. He notices the rhythm of the castle feels off, though nothing is overt. A sword arm itches, though none knows why. Across the city, whispers begin, subtle, almost imperceptible. A minor courtier leans too close to a confidant, words careful but loaded. A lord mutters under his breath. Robert's laughter sounds forced, hollow at the edges. Every glance, every gesture carries weight. Suspicion coils quietly, ready to strike. In the halls, a scribe shuffles papers just slightly out of order. A servant hesitates, glancing at a hallway no one enters. Every microaction matters, and the smallest event already has consequences that could cascade. Jaime walks the corridors, unseen but fully aware. Each breath, each step, each silent choice could tip the balance. He senses the eyes that aren't looking at him yet, the intentions that haven't yet taken shape. Halfway through the palace, Cersei pauses.
Perhaps some mistakes are meant to stay hidden.
she mutters, voice tight, and in that moment the mid-module hook strikes. All of this because one hand stayed still. The city holds its breath. One wrong word could ignite whispers into a fatal accusation. Someone's dagger might already be hovering in its sheath, ready. A letter misdelivered, a glance overheard, a whispered rumor, these small things now hold weight no one can yet measure. The tension stretches, but it is punctuated by micro-breaths. Jaime notices the flicker of a candle. A guard exhales quietly, as if sensing danger without understanding it. Every heartbeat in the Red Keep counts, because the butterfly effect has begun. A shadow waits where none should be. Suspicion sharpens in silence. The palace seems still, but nothing is truly calm. The first ripples of change are subtle but undeniable. Decisions that once led to catastrophe have been avoided, and yet new dangers bloom in their place. Every minor shift, the tilt of a glass, a hesitation, a lingering glance, now feels like a spark in dry tinder. And as Jaime walks past, Cersei watches him just long enough to sense it. The game is changed, and only those paying attention can feel how close the first storm already looms.
The palace feels alive tonight. Courtiers glance sideways, their whispers coil like snakes ready to strike. No one speaks loudly, but every sound carries weight. Jaime walks the hall, eyes scanning, noticing hesitation in every step. A scribe freezes mid-step, a tray wobbles, and a guard's hand hovers over the wrong corridor. Small things, but they matter. Every flicker, every pause, every glance ripples through the court. One hand stayed still, and now the palace feels like it might snap at any moment. Cersei notices too. Her fingers brush a carved table.
They think I do not notice.
She whispers. Her voice shakes, just barely. She straightens, suddenly aware that everyone is watching. Every smile could hide a dagger. Every compliment might carry poison. Jaime sees it. He smiles faintly, understanding that hesitation alone can be dangerous. Even the guards feel it. Muscles tighten instinctively. The air hums with unsung threats. The smallest movement, an arm, a gaze, might ignite chaos. And then it happens. A servant drops a folded note. It slides across the floor, coming to rest at the wrong feet. Eyes widen. A minor lord lifts the paper, reading something meant for another. Just like that, ripples turn into a visible wave. Tension bursts briefly, then recoils. The court murmurs shift. Alliances form in glances. One misstep has already changed loyalties, and no one fully grasps the consequences. Jaime feels it in his chest. The The game is accelerating. A candle flickers in the hall. Shadows stretch unnaturally, twisting along the walls. A mouse scurries across the marble, a tiny reminder that even the smallest creature moves differently tonight. Every corridor, every doorway seems charged with possibility and danger. Whispers travel faster than they should. A squire glances toward the wrong chamber and freezes. The consequences are immediate, yet invisible to all except those paying attention. The palace is alive with currents of ambition, and every subtle gesture threatens to collide with another. Cersei moves closer to the council chamber, her fingers brushing the edge of a carved table again. She catches a reflection in the polished floor, eyes watching from shadows. She straightens abruptly.
Perhaps some hands are meant to stay.
She mutters under her breath, the words bitter and sharp. Jaime hears it, but he does not reply. He only watches, noting how small hesitations now carry lethal potential. The court has become a web of micro-actions, each one capable of triggering storms. Every note misplaced, every word overheard, every glance too long can start a chain reaction. Midway, the reminder hits like a pulse. All of this comes from one small choice, one hand that never moved. The domino effect is no longer theoretical. Each ripple feels heavier than the last. Courtiers adjust, whisper, look over shoulders. Guards shift uneasily. Even the walls seem to hold their breath. Jaime passes through a hallway, fingers brushing the hilt of his sword, aware that danger is coming from unexpected angles. The wave is building, and it does not wait for permission. By the end of the night, the palace itself seems alert. Courtiers hesitate, servants pause, shadows stretch long. Every small act, an eye flicking, a note dropped, a hand hovering, carries weight. And through it all, one thought coils in every cautious heart. The ripples are about to crash. The first strike is near. The first collision between intention and action waits just around the corner. And the question lingers, whispered among those who notice. When these ripples become waves, who will stand and who will be swept away? Every corridor seems alive with intent. Every shadow stretches unnaturally across the walls. Courtiers whisper in clipped tones, their eyes flick toward doors that were never worth noticing before. One hand stays still, and the currents of consequence spread. Jaime notices first. A squire freezes mid-step, fingers trembling over a letter. A tray wobbles slightly. His eyes sweep the hall. Sparks of danger ripple outward, invisible yet undeniable. Cersei stands at the balcony, voice low and sharp.
Nothing is hidden tonight.
Her fingers curl over the railing. Every smile hides calculation. Every bow is measured. Every hesitation watched. She senses the fissures forming beneath her carefully built court. Jaime moves beside her, quiet, noting the tension in her posture. He knows the storm is not yet visible, but it is inevitable.
Some hands are meant to stay.
He mutters, almost to himself, words meant for no one but truth itself. Then it happens, a single concrete spark. A cup tips over, red wine spilling across polished stone. A squire startles, eyes widen, murmurs ripple across the hall. One candle wavers in the disturbance, smoke curling like fingers toward the rafters. The small event feels enormous. The wave has begun. Guards shift, courtiers stiffen. Every glance now carries weight. A letter dropped moments ago lands near a lord who should not see it. Hearts quicken, breath catches. Invisible predators edge closer with each small misstep. The human element anchors the chaos. A young scribe's hands shake as ink drips onto parchment. He freezes, aware his mistake could tip a delicate balance. A servant steadies the tray, trembling, eyes darting between faces he cannot fully read. Fear is immediate, palpable. Survival instincts flare quietly beneath composed masks. This is no longer subtle tension. It is anticipation coiled tightly, ready to snap. Cersei weighs her choices. Reveal the secret she has long guarded, or let it simmer in silence. Her hesitation could save or condemn countless lives. Jaime's hand brushes the hilt of his sword. He considers intervention, but even the slightest move could trigger catastrophe. Every heartbeat counts. Every flicker of light, every misstep, every whispered word carries consequence. Another micro-event ignites escalation. The candle tips, smoke curling sharply upward. Sparks flare near scattered papers. A guard moves too quickly, knocking over a small tray. The squire stumbles backward, nearly colliding with the lord. Eyes meet. Trust frays. A whisper spreads. Currents of fear and suspicion now cross paths with ambition. Alliances form in unspoken glances. Loyalties fracture silently. The palace is alive with anticipation of the inevitable strike. Through it all, Jaime observes and reacts. He notes who freezes, who flinches, who holds their tongue. Each micro-reaction informs his calculations. He senses the storm approaching the point of no return. Cersei feels the shift too, but her gaze remains controlled, almost imperceptibly taut. Each small action, spilled wine, a letter, trembling hands, converges into a single dangerous pulse. The moral weight presses in. Cersei considers disclosure. Jaime hesitates over intervention. Every choice bears a cost, immediate or unseen. A single wrong word could ignite a scandal or a war. The palace holds its breath. The smallest motions could start a chain reaction, toppling carefully laid plans. Sparks fly across the halls. Currents of suspicion twist like silent knives. Fissures in loyalty deepen. The court is a battlefield before a sword is drawn. The wave has broken. The palace is transformed. Letters dropped, wine spilled, shadows stretching unnaturally. Each tiny event reshapes alliances, frays trust, and fuels hidden agendas. And yet, the storm is only beginning. Jaime senses it. Cersei feels it. The young squire, the trembling servant, they all play their part in a silent cascade of consequences no one can fully control. And the final hook lingers sharp and irresistible. Who will survive intact? Who will falter under the weight of a single choice made long ago? One hand stayed still, and the palace itself has shifted forever. The answers are coming, but not tonight. The storm has arrived, and the danger is only being felt now.
Here, one moment changes everything. Subscribe, the next choice might change the realm.